Hello. Testing the sound a bit. Does it work? Hello? Yes, it works. Let me log in. I need to re-log into Patreon. Give me just a second. There we go, now I'm logged in. Just live stream tag, next, public, publish. Okay, there we go. And then I'll add the link to Discord as well while at it. There we go. Now we can get going. So, where's the screen? Here it is. So let's start with the indices first. Let's go to like 4-hour time frame. I haven't updated these in quite a long time, so that's why they are all a bit scuffed. The count and everything. The count that you currently see here is very bullish. I'm not really liking this too much at the moment, but we still haven't broken down too much. Let's see if I have actually other ones here. I was thinking, no, it's not on this chart. Let's label this in some group. Oh, I can't make these. It's weird. There we go. So one suggestion again is that we're getting some kind of diagonal here in the web terms. The reason why I do kind of like this is that we have divergences already here on higher time frame. Again, daily time frame. It's possible that we break down. Also, what goes with this idea is that this kind of looks impulsive to the downside. However, so did this. So it's kind of an area where I wouldn't really like to be trading in. It's very possible that this is a start of something where we are doing something like this. Again, targeting this low here. That would be one liquidity area. Another one would be down here around 40.8k for Dow. So that in mind, we would have a ABC structure coming down where we would be finding potential areas of interest and again going up later. There is a point of control of this whole range. Let's see if I can find the extension here. That fits into one of these areas where we have a lot of volume here and extension around the 1.236 to 1.382. So again, that fits into this idea where we have also other weeklies and dailies and unclosed levels, like I've labeled this one, where we have a lot of confluence. So this area, as long as this holds, I'm really liking still the bullish setups. So an area around 40.85 is where I would be starting to load up on a bit more longer term time frame longs here. If we again break these lows down below a bit, lower, then I'm not really certain of that anymore. But I like this area still. We got a nice volume area there. Another one at the 1.618. But at that point again, we are starting to kind of lose the momentum that we've been having since the 2023, where we are starting to go lower. But already everything and everyone on the media is starting to talk about bear markets and stuff like that, where we've been just coming few percent higher again, down from the highs. Now Dow in comparison to ES, we had a couple of different ideas here. Is either we had a bullish setup where this would be a 1-2 downwards. That is now eliminated. That is no longer the possibility. Or this one where we have this as the wave B, on one of these highs, this one probably, and coming down. So we would have an A, B, and C. And at the moment, again, we'd be looking for the same extension levels that we are currently top from. Again, we had some divergences. You can see that on RSI. And now we have potential to go up again. Lower time frame, we have already gone back to this previous area where we could find support. This is the first thing we want to be seeing on a bullish setup, where we are taking a previous high out. Like here we got stuck into it, here we got stuck into it, like this whole area. Here we actually passed it just slightly, but that doesn't really mean that we can't go down again. But here, where I would be looking for longs would be very much at the lows. Here I would be looking for long setups down somewhere in here, around 5700 to 5687. That area is where I would be looking for longs for this one. And again, that would be against this low. So the risk to ratios would be really decent at this point, and taking profits here. Not fully closing positions, but definitely taking profits, because we still have a major upside here if this goes through and continues to the upside. Daily time frame here, we're still within this longer time frame channel of some sorts. We have broken this one here, which probably some people are looking at, which is of course a somewhat of a bearish sign here. We found support on it once basically, and now you could technically say that we have backtested it to the downside, but doesn't mean that we can't continue upside. At that point again, we would just adjust this whole thing. But the channel wise, we are still within it, and as long as we don't really extend too far lower, this is still valid for the upside. If this starts to go below the 1.618 around 55.74, then we could be starting to think that maybe we have a 1-2 here on our hands, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And whether this 5 would be part of this ABC, or where this would be the start of something new, we don't know that yet. This structure here would be the most important then to look at, which area would be the one I would be trading at. If we get that 5-way down, I would be looking at these areas around the 5800 for a short possibility, like so, towards downside. But again, this would be a very massive area. This would be around 6% drawdown if that is the case. But again, not really my liking, because that would be such a large stop. Check out Nasdaq as well. Very similar to ES at the moment. We had still this bullish setup here going on. It's kind of wonky looking. This Nasdaq count that we have here is very bullish. Wave 4 is still possible, where we would have an ABC like so. At that point again, we would be expecting that 5-wave sequence downwards at the moment here, and for that to happen, we would either create this as 1-2 or 1-2 some kind of a diagonal potentially here. And for that, again, we would be expecting quite a bit lower. We have not tapped the 1.618 yet, so we don't need to be expecting that to be the case. But once we tap the 1.618, get that fourth leg and fifth downwards. At the moment, we could be expecting this whole thing to be still a some kind of a flat, running flat, where we would not really take too much lower. There is an interesting area here at the 2-to-1 extension overall, that if that hits time-wise also into the POC, that would be an area of interest. Overall, we have quite a few alerts here going on, so I'm prepared for that. Also previous area of support, so yeah, that is an interesting one to look out for at the moment. Russell, I haven't really looked at this for quite a long time. What do we have here? This is so weird. Yeah, we still haven't gone to the all-time highs, and now we are coming back down. So Russell is really one of those that is giving the let's get rid of all this small time frame mess here. Not that one, this one, and this one. With this long here. Let's see. Yeah, this was an odd structure here coming down. I remember this now. We just hit barely the 854. So I think it's more likely to be a B wave, which means that this last leg here into 1-to-1 with this range POC. Let's see if that changes. I don't have more data on this. It goes all the way to 2018 only. Oh well. 1-to-1. So that would be giving or taking back another 17%. 1-to-1 would be really decent area. Of course, it depends where you're going to be measuring it from. If you're just measuring it from the very lows here, or from here, where we have this labeled at. Not the easiest way to label at the moment, to be honest. But here you can see that we are already on daily time frame. We have already passed all the lows that we've had here, which makes me think that this is something that is ending something at some point that is not part of like a smaller structure. So it fits the idea that we are in some form of structure like this. Targeting these lows that we've had is a key. Getting stuck, however, on this volume area is also the key for bulls. This also gives us a structure where we could be expecting a 5-way structure here, and then boom, up. Looking for divergence in here, looking for that as well in here. Third of third, like so, and then like so, and then we can start moving up again. That is the main one I'd be looking for on the indices. Check out some crypto total first. This definitely looks like we have a chance for this whole thing to be over. Some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whether this fifth is done or not, I'm not quite sure. We are came back to previous areas of highs. We've had some kind of bull flags. We got moved to the upside. It's still possible that we have one more high overall here. Structure-wise, I'm not quite sure what this is, to be honest. Not really a fan of it. I think there is a chance where we have this as 3, and then we would have to think that this is a 3 as well, and then get this as a 3 to create some kind of WXY over from here or from here. and then we would have to think this is done. This, however, came up in 3 waves, which means that it most likely is not done. But these 3 waves going up, we've seen these before as well, on this previous lows. Let's see if those were present in here as well. Not in here. This looks like clear 5 waves here. Yeah, looks like 5 waves for sure. On some assets we had very clear 3 waves, and then we just continued up. But there is chance that this is some kind of diagonal as well, if we want to still think bullish, or we just don't see the 5 structure here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total not looking too bad, as long as we don't come back to these areas here around 2.4 trillion market cap, then I think we are still fine on that one, and we're still looking for this whole thing on total 3, which is excluding the Bitcoin and ETH. I'm still hopeful that we have the wave 4 low. We can't really go too low or more lower anymore at this point. It's starting to get really out of way, the structure wise, this whole thing. So unless this whole thing is a 1, 2 of that 5th, then we can't really take more lows anymore. Of course, the invalidation for this to be a wave 4, oh sorry, wave 1 and looking for wave 4 is still lower, but it's getting slimmer and slimmer, the hope for the bulls. If we just hold this current low that we have, we still have this chance of getting 4 or 5. It still looks decent. We still have the divergence here, and as long as we hold this low here on RSI, the low that we made for the wave 4 of intermediate degree, wave 4, then it's all fine in my eyes. Check out some of these stocks. Tesla had a massive drawdown. I'm pretty sure that we actually were talking about this pivot on the last live stream that we had quite a long time ago. Like I can't remember when we had it, but we were talking about this, that we had to pivot in order to have this as a possible 3-way structure. So what we currently have is quite a few different choices. We have this as a WXY, possibly ended, or if we pivot very soon, then we have still the chance of having this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, coming back down and then bursting up again. However, this whole thing looks like it's topping as a 3-wave, so it's very possible that we are looking for a structure like this as well, coming back to these lows. Very high time frame on Tesla is scary. Why? Because on the weeklies we have lower highs on RSI, we got higher highs on price. We are creating divergence at these very high time frame scales, and even from the current prices, we have come down 44% again on Tesla stock price. That is massive. Of course, at this point, I would be looking to start buying, but if I was just a normal investor, but based on the Elliott wave, I'm still holding my buy button not pressed. I don't see a reason to go long on this one. This here is very scary in my opinion, how this is coming down. Here we have a 3-way structure that is coming down, but this rest structure is just horrible looking. So I think this is some kind of a 1-2 instead, and this whole pivot is some kind of 3. I think based on the how it's coming down, it could be a WXY where we have a 3, 3, 3 into this point, and this would be the midpoint where we are creating a structure like this. And we have not gotten to the 1-to-1 extension, and also this doesn't really look like it is like a three-wave structure on its own, so it needs another three-wave like so. We have, however, divergences, so where we could be resetting this whole thing. So a local small time frame, we have a decent area here for support, I feel like, where we currently are at, almost POC worthy, pretty much the same as POC. So we could be getting some kind of rally, or well, at least sideways movement here for this area of volume where this is acting as support. But it shouldn't take too long for us to get that final leg down. Now, let's see, what else is there possible? Possibility, another one is, as I mentioned, if it is part of a larger structure where it started from here, then this would be a 1, 2. We're just looking for 3, 4, and 5. Could be either getting that running flat situation, or as long as this holds, we can still think this whole thing as bullish, or hold a bullish momentum. Is there anything else? Well, thinking this is a 1 without being in a diagonal is, this just looks bad. This looks like a three-way, so I think the only reasonable expectation here is that this is a start of a diagonal where it invalidates here if the price comes back down into 139. So again, halving basically from here on out, 47% down. But yeah, currently sitting at a support of some sort. What up, Todd? But yeah, don't really have much going on for Tesla at the moment, I don't think. I would be just waiting. Meta, I was early on previously calling out this top. We have come down slightly from the highs, like 20%, 15%. Might be that this is continuing, but the rise that we've had since here is a very large one. We still have divergences here and here, so yeah, some kind of correction. We have come down already on RSI though, so let's see. We'll see when we get a bullish indication on this. Indicator, when I would be potentially looking for buys on daily holds. But again, you can see that giving multiple of these here as well, but we're just climbing downwards and downwards. The only bullish or buy setup was here, and from, oops, what's happened there? Okay, I don't know. Oh. And now everything froze. Huh. Well, that's a nice one. Let me... Is there anything I can do? Trading views not working for me now. Anyone else having this problem? Let me just I'll hide this for a bit. If I just restart trading view. If I just restart the whole browser, now it's lost all. And I lost all my tabs. That is so weird. What is happening? history. Restore window. Maybe this will work. Okay. And go back to here. Find file end. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if I pressed anything wrong. I think it is working now. So let me just click it back in here. Hopefully that is showing up again now. Hopefully. Where were we? We're looking at some of these stocks. Meta. I think we were doing this. Baba, I remember I was getting out of this somewhere in here. Really glad I did, because this pivoted upwards and almost doubled here. 85%. Again, I was short here on Baba at some point, one of these areas here, looking into this weird structures, but yeah, glad I got out. GME, not really interesting to me. Oof. Netflix is coming back down. Yeah, this is really interesting how, on what kind of channel these are making. Like, it's really odd that it's still within the same channel. Coinbase taking a bit of a dump. We had this idea of having it topping out here. We'll see. Again, I have not modified this in quite a couple of months, I guess. But we had a potential where we found a top here, and we could be coming down now. This, however, at the moment does look like where we have a chance just moving up again, because this is at the 1-to-1. We found some consolidation. We have divergences at here, so Coinbase might be one to look out for, as long as we hold this low here. It is a 32% drop down into that level though. Ugh, I'm not quite sure if I like these odds. It's a 2-to-1 to the top. Again, I'm using log scale, so that is why it looks such bad looking here. But yeah, 2-to-1 still looking decent as a trade opportunity. Kind of would like it to come back a bit lower. And the issue here is that we already have a potential 5-wave to the upside. However, here, way lower around, again, we would need to drop like 60%. I'm setting an alert here though, already, just in case the whole thing just drops down and we get a crypto winter and we get another structure like this. Then I would be potentially looking into Coinbase as just as a stock, although I would be invested in crypto as well. That's why I have not gone into Coinbase at all previously, but yeah, that's the only idea. What do we have here? I can't remember any of this. Maybe it's Parvis here. No, I can't remember, so let's just get rid of them. It's a possibility of this being a 3, but it's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not the best looking one, to be fair. Pretty much all of these are now getting some kind of pullback, which is, again, an area of interest for some. Like here, just basic support and resistance area for Amazon now. You could be looking for longs and have a stop somewhere pretty decent low close and get decently good risk to ratios here if we are to be going to the top again. but these are scary ones, those though, like PayPal, where we have just bullishly thinking, oh, to the upside, we have just created a three-way structure. So this is again very good possibility of just continuing downwards the previous structures that we've had here into these lows. Nvidia is one of those that we had looked at, and it looks like we had a pretty good idea of how this is ending, and then nothing has happened. This structure here though is kind of bad. Kind of surprised we still haven't gone down more. Well, 25% is a lot, to be fair, but in the scale of this whole thing, 25% from is still 966% from this previous low of 2022. Just massive. And look at these divergences. These are like a warning signs that, okay, some kind of consolidation at least is to be happening. Check out some of the crypto. Bitcoin, we still had this count. Possible that fifth wave is already done, but I'm still liking one more up. I've been saying this for quite some time, but I'm liking this to be the top. But it might be it just catches me off guard, and it just breaks down here. This is a 5 wave in my opinion, a very clear one. Whether wave 4 is here and fifth wave is here, it's very possible. And then we have a 3 coming down and just continue downwards. And then we would be, basically what we would be doing is we'd be starting to correct this whole thing. Let's turn off all this. Oh god. Weird. There we go, and get rid of that. So Mega Bull turned out to be the right count. Sometimes we gotta think of those. But yeah, if we still want to be bullish, we can still think this as a 1-2 of something. I don't really want that deep of a wave 4. Let's see if there is some technical levels here. Oh, my indicator doesn't take into account all these. This area is pretty decent looking. So this here, 30k. But I don't want 30k Bitcoin, I want 100 and something. 118 would be fine. Like to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be so nice. I think like this previous wave 4, similar to this previous wave 4, is where the alts should have been started to pop off. This was just a bit quite shorter, this span in time that we had previously, so that's why it felt quite weird. Currently I am, let's see, I'm still long on ETH locally. Let's see, where did I go on? Along here? Yeah, just right here where we are basically at. Or just a bit higher, I think, yeah. Somewhere around these areas. Because this to me looked like a 5 wave here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I liked that. And then coming down in 3. But again, stops is pretty close, and if this pops off then we'll be making money. If not, then it's all good. All good, part of the game. But yeah, the corrections downwards. ETH has already gone down like 50% again from the highs. It's just weird. It's just weird. I think this is fitting to the Russell Russell in comparison to SPX and Nasdaq against like Bitcoin which would be that S&P 500 or Nasdaq, where we are taking clearly the all-time highs. However, ETH has not. So we've been just within the same range that we had at top previous 2021 top and low 2022, and then we've just been ranging in somewhere in the middle, giving some false hope. But again, this came up in 3, so I'm not really too hopeful. If we are to go higher, I think some kind of a 3 whole thing would be something like that, correcting up higher. But then again, on higher time frame, that would be super bad, because correcting up is always a sign that it is part of a previous structure, whether it's this one here, 3, 3, and then 5, and then we'd be again lower than 1k ETH. That would be again kind of sad. But again, we've been getting all these signs of some potential market tops, like in the early 2025 or late 2024. And Trump is just the cherry, overall cherry on the cake, because everyone had such large expectations of him in these, and what we've gotten is just completely opposite what the media is saying. So I think I watched some like comparison between presidents of Democratic Party and the Republic Party of US, and even though people nowadays are saying that Republic president is way better, it's actually way worse. Just check that out. You can probably find the data points for that somewhere in the internet. But it's so funny that the public has this very different opinion about that, although it's completely different, which would be based on facts. So yeah, media is not always getting through to it. What else do we have here? AVAX is not really looking too hot. This kind of looks like 5 down. We never got that 5th wave up. Just potentially just, well, I mean, it still has the possibility of having a 1-2, or even an A, B, and C, where this would be a 1-2. As long as we hold this one, all fine. Here, I think we would need to pull down a bit lower. It's 618 already, this one. Maybe the 786 here. We found support at the 618 previously with the volume node here. 786 would be another one. And this would be an area where you could be again. Well, that doesn't look too good. Bring that up. 30% drop down, and this one would be coming back up 400%, 10 or 11 to 1 if the price comes back down here. Setting an alert again. I want to know actually if we break this 618 low here as well, because I'm long on AVAX on spot. I accumulated it at some point somewhere in the 30s, I think, and 20s something, but obviously I'm lower, or the price is now lower, so I would be hoping for that to go up. I'll have my bias. VET 5 wave up here looks decent, but I don't know what this is. This actually looks again like 5 wave down, but the impulse we went up is kind of impulsive. I'd be kind of surprised that if we took out this low. That might be actually one of those that you could even put in money now against this low here. That might be the case. Oh, I hate this. There we go. 6.7. Yeah, I kind of like that. So vet is currently the one that I would be looking at here locally. ADA, like an ABC here, up. ABC up, down. Let's see, 1, 2. We have gone beyond the 1-to-1, so it's possible that this whole thing is an ABC and then we just nuke. However, we came down in 3, which again suggests that we are either going up or this is start of something larger correction. So I would be expecting us to break this low here, the 0.5 ADA. And at that point again, 1-to-1, 1.236 accumulation for me would be starting at 0.4, somewhere in here. For ADA, I've got more ADA. I've been getting into it. It was probably one of the older ones that I got into somewhere in the 2020s, where I started crypto, also with ETH. ETH was somewhere around $200. That did way better than this one, because I never sold at the top here. But yeah, it's still possible that this is an ABC, but I kind of like the odds here. So where did I have it? Here somewhere. So let's get rid of that. Let's that one here. Kind of liking this. Yeah, someone here, and against this low, it's giving good risk reward ratios as well. I like that. ADA, SHIB. We never got these like higher structures here, so this is not too valid. Not really liking the idea overall. That doesn't look too good. Let's actually check out Doge as well. Way better performance than SHIB, but this is scary because I don't know what this is in Elliott wave terms. Maybe this is some kind of weird expanding diagonal if we want to be bullish, or this is something like that, and then we come down now 90% again. Oh god damn it. Shit coins galore. Did we ever get this last leg up? No, we didn't. So we would have to think that this is done here. Chain link. This kind of looks, yeah, this looks impulsive, but as long as we hold this low, we don't need to be too concerned, I feel like. Well, I still have this bearish option here based on this first legs down, coming down here. Looks like 5 ABC, then potentially 5 again into some like $2 chain link. Who would want that? I think quite many people would want that, especially if you gone into it at like one of these tops, anywhere from $50 to $30. Yeah, this area where we have this massive consolidation accumulation, anywhere from $10 downwards, I would be looking into buying link for sure. Sol, let's see this one. So we did have a topping out here. We were looking for that last leg up, 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 and then 5. Let's see if this played out anything like we were expecting it to. Let's go to 4 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 3 4. We never got that one here. We'd have to say that this was a 4 here and 5 up in here. And then these local structures are a bit wonky, so something like this would have to be shifted like so. Okay. And here as well, like looks like 3 wave. So it's not really bullish looking. We are still at this area of accumulation. But these are the drawings that we had from previous, and the decline here has started. Oh man, I don't want to be the Nostradamus of this whole thing, but you know, let's get rid of these so we don't like get too upset if this actually happens. 618 around $32. That would be around again like 70% down again from current prices, and even we have now already come down 50%. Yeah, it's sad, but yeah, I think, but this is on long term. This is mad how bullish this looks, because this looks like 5. However, this downwards as well looked like 5 as well, but as we took out the high, we know that it can't be a 5. It can't be a 5. It has to be a WXY set. Unfortunately, these do look like very far away-ish structures, all of them. Like, they're pretty much perfect. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This first one was a bit turd, but yeah. Buy the hype and sell the news. Yep. That's always the case. Always the case. But yeah, so once we come back down into these areas, 30s or something, I'm starting to accumulate it again. But until that happens, I'm just waiting on that opportunity. Algo actually looks pretty decent. It's still possible that this whole thing is a ABC and this goes to 0, like complete 0. But if we come back down into these areas here, I might be looking actually to buy here. So that would be around 15 cents. So we got a nice decent area here. If we go lower than these, then goodbye. Because then we can't have a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I'm not interested. I'm not looking for the bottom here. I'm just getting out here and forgetting Algorand. XRP was doing massive pumps. And we know from previous structures as well, where we have drawn or tried to figure it out with Elliott wave. And the only option that we had was a expanding diagonal. And what do you know? What did we get here as well? Expanding diagonal. A weird one, but 1, 2, so I'm going 3, 4, 5. It's possible that this is not done yet and the 5th wave is to come, because this is potential 1, 2 here as well, but we'll see. From the highs, 34% already down. XRP, where would I be interested in? Probably around 74 cents, I think. 75 cents. Let's see. Let's actually bring out the this from here. We have it all the way down, but then that invalidates the idea that this would be a 1, 2, 1, 2. I want to still have the bullish option. Let's use it from here. POC. Oof, 37 cents. That is so low though. That is so low. I think maybe from this is kind of difficult. Maybe from here, somewhere around 66 cents downwards. Oof, horrible. Well, I think that brings us like some decent idea of how the crypto markets are looking now, how bad and on very much of a cliff edge how they are at the moment. So I'm going to end this stream and let's see, maybe I'll do another one next week because we are like very close to the areas where everything gets decided. So maybe I'll try to get back on the schedule again to get some kind of a view into the markets better. But for now, again, thanks for watching, and catch you next week, hopefully. And yeah, see you then. Bye bye bye.